Ladies and gentlemen, let's cut straight to it. Life is full of lessons, and one of the toughest ones is realizing when someone's taking you for a fool. It doesn't feel good. But here's the truth. They don't succeed because of their cunning. They succeed because we allow it. Today, I'm giving you 6 reasons why people play you for a fool. These aren't just observations. These are wake-up calls. 1. You wear your heart on your sleeve. Compassion is your gift, but when unchecked, it can become your vulnerability. Some people see kindness as a weakness, a soft target, but don't confuse being good with being naive. Protect your heart without hardening it. 2. You trust without testing. Trust is earned, not given freely to anyone who smiles your way. Test the waters before you dive in. If someone truly values your trust, they won't mind proving themselves. 3. You avoid conflict. You think keeping the peace is the answer, but silence can be mistaken for submission. Speak up, set boundaries. Let people know there's a line they can't cross. 4. You ignore red flags. Those little moments when something doesn't feel right, that's your intuition speaking. But too often we rationalize or ignore those signs. Pay attention. A small lie today can become a big betrayal tomorrow. 5. You fear losing people. Sometimes we let people take advantage because we're afraid to lose them. But let me ask you this. If someone only stays in your life because they can manipulate you, are they really worth keeping? 6. You doubt your worth. The biggest reason people play you for a fool? You've forgotten your value. When you know your worth, you don't entertain disrespect. You don't settle for less than you deserve. But here's the good news. You have the power to change this narrative. The moment you recognize the game is the moment you take back your power. So stand tall. Speak your truth. Guard your heart. And let them know without a single word that you are nobody's fool. Thank you. Don't mistake simplicity for weakness. Speak your truth clearly, with confidence, and people will feel your power. If they don't respect it, it's not because of your words, it's because they don't respect themselves. Keep shining, and never dim your light to make someone else comfortable. Let's talk about what it means to stand in your truth. So often we get caught up in the idea that we have to prove ourselves to the world to be louder, to be bigger, to do more, just to be seen and respected. But the truth is, power doesn't come from how much noise you make. It comes from the clarity of your voice, the authenticity of your intentions, and the confidence in your stance. When you speak with clarity, you remove the confusion that people often use to twist your words, to manipulate situations, or to undermine your authority. Clarity is strength. It doesn't mean you have to explain yourself to everyone. It means being so rooted in your purpose that your words are undeniable, even to those who may not agree with you. And here's the thing, there will always be people who won't respect your truth, no matter how pure or powerful it is. They'll dismiss it, challenge it, or try to diminish it. But hear me when I say this. That's not a reflection of your worth or your words. It's a reflection of their own insecurities. People who lack respect for themselves often project that onto others. They see your confidence and clarity as a threat because it shines a light on what they're lacking. But that's not your burden to carry. You don't need to shrink yourself to fit into someone else's comfort zone. Too often we dim our light to make others feel better about their shadows. We downplay our strengths, our intelligence, our dreams, because we're afraid of being too much. But here's the reality. If your light blinds someone, that's their problem, not yours. You're not meant to hide who you are to make someone else feel secure. Being clear and confident in your truth doesn't mean being harsh or arrogant. It's not about overpowering others. It's about standing firm in who you are. It's about speaking with conviction, not just in your words, but in your actions. Because words can be empty if they're not backed by consistent behavior. Confidence isn't just something you say, it's something you live. And let's be real, there will be times when standing in your truth feels lonely. You might lose people along the way. Some relationships might fall apart because the version of you that they were comfortable with no longer exists. That's okay. Let them go. You don't need people in your life who only support you when you're playing small. The ones who truly matter will respect you for who you are, not who they want you to be. Now, I want to challenge you. Think about the moments in your life when you've dimmed your light, when you've held back your truth because you didn't want to upset someone or make waves. What did that cost you? Because every time you hide who you are, you chip away at your own power. You send a message to yourself and to the world that your voice doesn't matter as much as theirs. And that's a dangerous precedent to set. But the beauty of life is that it's never too late to change the narrative. You can decide right now that you're going to step into your truth. You can choose to speak with clarity and confidence, even if your voice shakes at first. Because the more you do it, the stronger you'll become. And eventually, you won't just speak your truth, you'll embody it. So, don't hold back. Don't dilute your message to make it more palatable for others. Be unapologetically clear about who you are, what you believe, and what you stand for. The people who are meant to be in your life will respect you for it, and the ones who aren't will fall away. Either way, you win. In the end, your power lies in your ability to remain true to yourself, to keep shining, even when others try to dim your light, to stand firm in your clarity, knowing that your worth isn't determined by how others respond to you. Speak your truth, live your truth, and let the world adjust to your brilliance. It doesn't matter what they call you, what matters is what you answer to. Stand firm in your integrity. People will try to test you, manipulate you, even mock you. But if your foundation is strong, you won't just survive. You'll rise higher than their doubts. Integrity is one of those words that people love to throw around, but few truly live by. It's not something you put on like a suit and tie for the world to see. It's the core of who you are when no one is watching. It's your unshakable foundation, the compass that guides your decisions, and the quiet strength that keeps you steady in the storms of life. But here's the thing about integrity: it will be tested. Every single day, the world will challenge who you are and what you stand for. People will call you names, try to label you, box you in, and define you according to their limited understanding. So some will do it out of ignorance, others will do it out of malice. But no matter what they call you, the real power lies in what you respond to. Think about it: how often do we let other people's opinions dictate how we see ourselves? That someone calls you weak, and suddenly you start doubting your strength. Someone calls you selfish, and you begin questioning your intentions. But here's the truth: their words only have power if you give it to them. When you know who you are, their labels slide off like rain on a well-sealed roof. You don't need to explain yourself or prove them wrong. You just need to stay rooted in your truth. Integrity means holding on to your values even when it's hard. Especially when it's hard. It means doing the right thing, not because someone is watching, but because you're watching. It's about looking yourself in the mirror at the end of the day and being proud of the person staring back at you. And yes, people will try to manipulate you. They'll push your buttons, play games, and test your patience. They'll try to bend you to their will, not because they're stronger than you, but because they see your strength and want to use it for their benefit. But when you stand firm in your integrity, you become unmovable. They can test you all they want, but they can't break you. Mockery is another tool the world uses to challenge your integrity. People might laugh at your choices, ridicule your values, or criticize your path. They might call you old-fashioned, rigid, or unrealistic. But let me tell you something: the crowd doesn't define greatness. Most of the time, the crowd mocks what it doesn't understand. Some of the greatest minds, the strongest leaders, and the most impactful individuals were mocked before they were celebrated. Don't let their laughter shake your confidence. Stay the course. Here's the beauty of standing firm in your integrity. It's not just about surviving the challenges, it's about rising above them. When your foundation is strong, you don't just withstand the storms, you grow stronger because of them. Doubts, criticisms, and tests become stepping stones to greater self-awareness and resilience. Integrity isn't about perfection. You'll make mistakes, stumble, and face moments of doubt. That's human. But integrity is what pulls you back to your center when you veer off course. It's what reminds you of your purpose when the noise of the world gets too loud. Now, let's talk about the rewards of living with integrity. It's not about applause, recognition, or praise. The true reward is peace. Peace of mind that comes from knowing you stayed true to yourself. Peace in your relationships because they're built on trust and authenticity. Peace in your journey because you're walking your path, not someone else's. Integrity also attracts the right people into your life. When you stand firm in who you are, you naturally repel those who don't align with your values and attract those who do. You create a circle of trust, respect, and mutual growth. So the next time someone tries to test you, mock you, or manipulate you, remember this: their words and actions don't define you. What defines you is how you respond. Stand firm in your integrity, and you'll find that no test, no criticism, no challenge is strong enough to break you. You'll rise higher than their doubts, not because you fought to prove them wrong, but because you stayed true to what was right. Integrity isn't just something you practice, it's who you are. So hold on to it, guard it fiercely, and let it be the foundation that carries you through life, no matter what comes your way. Not everyone smiling in your face is smiling for your success. Learn to discern between those who truly support you and those who only stick around for their own benefit. A true ally lifts you higher, not leans on you to carry their weight. One of the hardest lessons in life is realizing that not everyone in your corner is on your team. It's a painful truth, but a necessary one, because discernment, knowing who is for you and who is simply for themselves, is a skill that can save you from heartbreak, betrayal, and wasted energy. Not everyone who claps for you is rooting for your success. Sometimes they're just waiting for an opportunity to take advantage of your hard work, or worse, to watch you fall. People are complex, and relationships aren't always black and white. There are those who genuinely love and support you, the ones who want to see you thrive and will do whatever they can to help you along the way. But there are others who only show up when things are going well, when there's something in it for them, or when they see a chance to benefit from your efforts. That's why discernment is so important. It helps you separate the genuine from the opportunistic. To truly discern, you have to observe more than what people say. Words are easy. Compliments, flattery, and promises can flow freely, but actions rarely lie. Look at how someone behaves when the spotlight isn't on them. Do they show up for you when there's nothing to gain? Are they as invested in your struggles as they are in your successes? A true ally isn't just present when the rewards are being handed out. They're there in the trenches, helping you carry the load. One of the biggest red flags is inconsistency. People who are only loyal when it's convenient aren't loyal at all. They might be quick to celebrate you publicly, but absent when you really need them. They might offer support on the surface, but undermine you behind closed doors. Pay attention to the patterns in someone's behavior. Are they building you up, or are they just making it look like they are while quietly tearing you down? It's also important to consider the energy someone brings into your life. Does their presence uplift you or drain you? Some people will lean on you so heavily that it feels like you're carrying the weight of the relationship. A true ally lifts you higher. They don't add to your burdens, they help lighten the load. They encourage you, challenge you to be better, and celebrate your wins as if they were their own. But here's the tricky part. Sometimes the people you need to discern aren't strangers or acquaintances, they're the ones closest to you. A family member, a longtime friend, or even a partner can have intentions that don't align with your best interests. It's not easy to face this reality, but ignoring it doesn't make it go away. In fact, pretending someone's actions don't hurt you or dismissing your own intuition only gives them more power over you. Discernment isn't about becoming paranoid or distrusting everyone around you. It's about protecting your energy, your peace, and your purpose. It's about creating boundaries that keep out negativity and selfishness while allowing love and support to flourish. Boundaries aren't walls, they're filters. They let the right people in and keep the wrong ones out. And let's be honest, there will be times when discernment feels lonely. Cutting off toxic relationships or stepping back from people who don't truly support you can leave a void. But that space is necessary for growth. When you remove what's not serving you, you make room for what's meant for you. The right people will come into your life when you're clear about what you deserve and refuse to settle for less. Discernment also requires self-awareness. Sometimes we attract certain people because we haven't fully acknowledged our own patterns or healed our own wounds. If you find yourself surrounded by those who take more than they give, it's worth asking why. Are you seeking validation in the wrong places? Are you afraid to set boundaries because you fear losing people? Self-reflection is a powerful tool in developing discernment. The more you understand yourself, the better equipped you are to understand the intentions of others. Not everyone smiling in your face is smiling for your success. But when you develop the ability to discern, you don't have to worry about who's genuine and who's not. You'll know. And with that knowledge, you can protect your energy, focus on your goals, and build relationships that are rooted in mutual respect, love, and support. So pay attention. Watch people's actions. Listen to your intuition. And most importantly, surround yourself with those who lift you higher, not those who weigh you down. Because at the end of the day, true allies don't just cheer you on, they walk beside you, helping you carry the dream forward. Those are the people worth keeping close. You can't build a masterpiece with scattered bricks. Protect your time, your heart, and your energy. Some people will take and take until there's nothing left. The moment you start saying no to what doesn't serve you is the moment you start saying yes to your purpose. Your energy is your most valuable resource. It fuels your dreams, drives your passion, and keeps you moving forward when things get tough. But here's the problem: too often, we give that energy away to people in situations that don't deserve it. We scatter it across obligations, toxic relationships, and endless distractions until there's barely enough left to focus on what truly matters. Imagine you're building a masterpiece brick by brick. Your time, heart, and energy are the materials. Every interaction, every decision, every choice you make either contributes to that masterpiece or pulls bricks away from it. If you're not careful, you'll look up one day and realize you've spent all your time building someone else's dream while your own masterpiece remains incomplete. This is why boundaries are essential. Boundaries aren't about being selfish, they're about being intentional. When you say no to what doesn't serve you, you're not rejecting people or opportunities, you're protecting your ability to say yes to the right ones. And let me tell you, there's power in that. There's power in choosing yourself. But let's be real, setting boundaries isn't easy. It means having tough conversations, risking misunderstandings, and sometimes disappointing people. It means acknowledging that you can't be everything to everyone. And for many of us, that's a hard pill to swallow. We want to help, to show up, to be the reliable friend, the dependable colleague, the supportive partner. But you can't pour from an empty cup. If you're always giving without taking time to refill your own well, you'll eventually burn out. The world is full of takers people who will happily consume your energy without ever giving anything in return. It's not always intentional. Sometimes they don't even realize they're doing it. But whether it's a friend who only calls when they need something, a colleague who piles their work onto your desk, or even your own inner critic constantly demanding perfection, these forces drain you. And if you don't learn to say no, you'll end up resentful, exhausted, and far from the life you're meant to live. Learning to guard your energy starts with clarity. What are your priorities? What are the things that truly matter to you? When you're clear on your purpose, it becomes easier to recognize what aligns with it and what doesn't. And once you know that, you can start making intentional choices about where to invest your time and energy. Sometimes this means letting go of relationships that no longer serve you. That's hard, especially when it comes to people you care about. But here's the thing. If someone is consistently draining your energy, holding you back, or disrespecting your boundaries, they're not contributing to your masterpiece. And while it's painful to let go, it's even more painful to hold on to something that's keeping you from your purpose. Other times, guarding your energy means saying no to opportunities that look good on paper but don't align with your goals. Not every invitation is worth accepting. Not every open door is meant for you to walk through. It takes courage to turn something down, especially when it feels like you're missing out. But remember, every no is also a yes to something else. By protecting your time and energy, you're creating space for the opportunities that truly matter. And let's not forget the importance of protecting your heart. This isn't just about relationships. It's about how you treat yourself. Are you being kind to yourself? Are you giving yourself the same grace and understanding you offer to others? Or are you letting self-doubt, guilt, and fear take up space in your mind? Guarding your heart means being mindful of the stories you tell yourself. It means choosing self-compassion over self-criticism and focusing on growth instead of perfection. Ultimately, protecting your energy is about living with intention. It's about recognizing that your time, heart, and energy are limited resources and treating them with the respect they deserve. It's about understanding that you have the power to choose where those resources go, and that choice determines the life you build. So the next time someone asks for your time, your energy, or your emotional labor, pause and ask yourself, does this serve my purpose? Does this align with the masterpiece I'm building? If the answer is no, give yourself permission to say it out loud. You're not being rude, you're being real. Because here's the truth. When you start guarding your energy, you're not just protecting yourself, you're investing in yourself. You're laying the foundation for a life that reflects your values, your goals, and your dreams. And that's a masterpiece worth building.